you about what the Premier of Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, promised during his State of the Province address. He told residents of Gauteng that he will install high-tech face and car recognition CCTVs in assisting to combat crime. He revealed this during that SONA on Monday. Let's take a look now at the amounts that are involved. He said that he will increase the budget of crime from 750 million rand to the billions in the next 3 years. We're joined now by Calvin Rafadi from Biz Traces. He is a forensic investigator and crime expert to talk about some of the promises that were made. Calvin, thank you very much for availing yourself this afternoon. Firstly, let's take a listen at this and come back to you in a few moments.
We are at an advanced stage to procure 180 state-of-the-art drones that will infiltrate areas that are difficult to patrol and to police. These drones are equipped with technology that can capture the direction of a bullet and where that bullet comes from. The private security industry is forwarding 10,000 people, armed, ready, to combine their forces and their resources with our forces under a joint command structure that will be guided by our Provincial Commissioner of Police.
Forensic investigator and crime expert at Biz Traces, Calvin Rafadi. So when you hear that there are drones that capture the direction of a bullet, that is fascinating stuff. Tell us a little bit more about this.
Good day, Dudu, and good day to your listeners. This sounds more far-fetched, I would say, because the motive is there, but the plan, and speaking about drones that can detect a bullet, I've studied that cyber security. I've never heard of such, or even a drone that can detect a firearm that is hidden in a household, whereby you just fly it around in the area and then it can detect a particular firearm in the house. Because when you speak about a detection, something needs to be equipped with either a microchip or a GSM or some sort of a software. But remember, the guns, they are not fitted with those equipment. So there is no drone that can be flown and detect such.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Perhaps we should invite the Premier on to maybe get more detail. Maybe they know something that we don't. But when it comes to regulation, as a layperson, you need a license for a drone, to my simple understanding, if that is correct. How then will the city roll this out with these drones that can detect where a bullet is coming from?
Yeah, look, with the drones, the license that you need is called RPL, which is your remote pilot license. And the worrying fact about all these things, I'm worried about the PFMA, whether there was transparency already in procuring this particular object, because it doesn't even fall under what we call unsolicited bid in the PFMA. But already, what the Premier has said in some of his interviews, said already the company is training or transferring the skill to 6,000 of the learners as we speak. So meaning already they've been procured, these particular services, and whether a fair process was followed or not. So we might be in the next future visiting with another commission in Gauteng region. But we support the issues about helicopters, the patrolling and equipping more resources to the police, because they are lacking the resources. But the way they've done their threat analysis, some of this object, they are more far-fetched. Imagine the panic button now. It operates with a small battery. Are they going to give those people the chargers, or will there be a small office in the Premier's office where we go and service the batteries? They want to see it's unforeseen expenditure again.
Let's take a listen at what the Premier said about exactly that, the e-buttons and CCTV cameras.
So the issue of fighting crime should be our apex priority. We should unleash all our resources at our disposal to tackle crime. To this end, we are proud as this administration that we are increasing the budget of fighting crime in our province from 750 million to multi-billion rands in the next 3 years. starting from the 1st of April, we will start to connect our suburbs, townships, business districts, schools, and other public places with high-tech face and car recognition CCTVs. We will arm our citizens with e-panic buttons that will be linked to our law enforcement agencies. These e-panic buttons will also be linked to our CCTVs and our new state-of-art in terms of integrated command center.
And so these CCTV cameras that have facial recognition, I think there is a city in China where it's called Big Brother, where they have so many cameras and they have facial recognition, but there's also issues about not only security but privacy for people. And so how do you perceive this will work?
Yeah, look, any electronic device, especially when you're speaking about the CCTVs, they fall under the RICA, and obviously we are also governed by the POPI Act in that regard. But remember, when you speak of a CCTV that has got facial recognition, the data has to be first collected so that even when it recognizes your face, it can match that this is Dudu and here's Dudu's ID. But a lot of people now, we've got so many illegal immigrants, and even our youth, most of them, because they are into drugs, they are not even registered at Home Affairs or even at the license department. So it can recognize, but it won't give you the feedback of that particular data. I mean, like I'm saying, we were promised some rehab centers that will be established so that our youth can now go to those rehab centers and come back and study and have the IDs. But I guess it was also not being mentioned about the rehab. But what we are saying, CCTV cameras communicates with collected data that is already out there.
In fact, it was a farm that these young people who are on Nyaope would be taken to rehabilitate them and put them back into society. But we must admit, Mr. Rafadi, I mean, if done well, if done right, this would go a long way in actually making people feel safer, no?
Yeah, like we are saying, it's far-fetched, so it can't be done right when you speak about a drone that is a pie in the sky, that it can detect a firearm. What needed to happen here, or what needs to happen, especially in Gauteng, we need to communicate with the visible policing, crime intelligence, and that's a proper analysis. And then we mustn't shy away also about the issue of the brown envelopes in the courts. The justice system needs to be tightened up. There needs to be constant lifestyle auditing so that there is no selling of dockets and stuff like that. Then we can actually eradicate this particular crime. But as matters stand now, watch the space. Will be sitting with something was procured irregularly and proper procedures or fair process was not followed. And that is exactly what we are sitting with this particular pie in the sky, a far-fetched player.
Forensic investigator and crime expert at BizTrace's Calvin Rafadi. Thank you.